welcome back to the GC channel. I'm your host, Orlando Casares, the president and founder of British Law International. If you're new with us, welcome. This is a channel especially for you, for the GCs and for in-house legal teams, and it's powered by general counsels. We'll be covering today some of the trendiest topics, things that keep you up at night, and we hope that you will find the next few minutes invaluable and very insightful. So follow us along. Let me get to Bruce now, because Bruce, Irvin Mitchell has been a voice of reason in the wilderness when people were panicking and running for cover and not knowing what to do. You and your team kind of held their heads very cool and provided some guidance to scores of clients. And I'm going back to the voice concerns. You had a dream panel with your colleagues Stuart, Patton Civilsteiner, Craig Weston, Brian Bledsoe, Sarah Cardew. It was an amazing panel. What were the key takeaways from what you were hearing early days? And let's sort of look at that in retrospect and say, well, we did a good job because we gave the right tone. Is that fair to say?
Thank you. And yes, I was very pleased with that panel as well. It's one of the nice things when you're moderating a session and you really see the strengths of your colleagues all brought to the fore and joined up in the way that we knew that they can. And I think that's the core piece about this really is it's about looking at it holistically, and it's about looking at the direction of travel and the trends, and then using that to focus your thinking commercially and legally around the commercial outcomes. The TCA has given us a very clear general direction of travel, as you touched on earlier, only ratified a couple of weeks back, but the European side now effectively in force. But what this is telling us, as we picked up last autumn, is that the most important thing is to try proactively to look at the longer directional travel pieces that are already settled, such as on immigration, on employment, and some of the things where there is clarity for a period, but then there'll be a refocusing. So things like data protection cross-border, looking at what happens with the Lugano Treaty on enforcement of judgments, which is a major issue for cross-border litigation, and trying to pick up on those trends, analyze them prospectively, and take that back into your business. We have a period of certainty for data protection, then a period of change. So we know that as lawyers. How do we take that into business to help them to shape their planning around where they contract, where they supply, what their model on data storage is, how that ties into their environment? So I think the core message for us then and now is about the role of the in-house counsel helping to do that translation between the predictable components of the future in detail and outline and in law terms, mapping that against the business and helping the business to spot where there's a risk decision to take or a judgment to make about how to move forward. Our panel and the way that we've worked with our clients has been very much focused around that conversation. Let's help you to horizon scan, let's help you to plan. And the TCA changes are the end of the beginning, if you like, in many ways, because there is now an awful lot more to come in the future. The good thing about it is that there's a predictability about many of the elements if you look for the pattern. And if you look below the surface noise of the media, the forensic you see in a lot of the papers, at the actual general trend. For example, at the time we're going to recording, the UK is doing its first independent rather than rollover trade deal negotiations with Australia. So the direction of travel of that as it firms up in the next couple of weeks will be very clear, because it will show the extent to which the Johnson administration wishes to trade, for example, agricultural futures off against other aspects of the international trade agenda, and that then tells you what the legal and regulatory requirements that will come out of that will be. So yeah, that horizon scan, that plan, the focusing forward, and the value of the GC and the in-house legal function as being the people who help their business to navigate by scanning ahead at what's coming up, doing what you can with the firm stuff, and doing your best to model and predict the less clear.
Well, thank you for watching. If you would like to see more videos like this one, subscribe to the channel and press the notification button below so that you will be alerted when new videos come out. We hope that you've enjoyed it, and we look forward to the next one. And don't forget, you heard it here first.